What's up, guys? I'm Nate. Here's today's topic. You're not enough. And also, I'm not enough. You and I, we're not sufficient in and of ourselves. If you've ever been overwhelmed, and I know you have been, you know what I'm talking about? It's those times when life really shows you just how not enough you are to handle all the things that are going on. Probably a lot of us have felt overwhelmed in this last season, and I think if there's anything we should take from this last season of life, it's that our circumstances can change really fast. Things can just get turned on their head in an instant, and you and I can't control that. We're not strong enough. We're not sufficient enough to take care of all the things that could happen. We're not. Life is fragile. Our circumstances are, they're fickle. They can change. Everything can change in an instant. See, I feel like the more I live, the more I really begin to see exactly how weak I am. When I was younger, I feel like I had this idea that I really could control the things around me, that I really could be enough to take care of anything life could throw at me. And that was kind of proven right up until my mid-20s. And somewhere around my mid-20s, things started happening that no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't change them. I couldn't affect them in any meaningful way. I think we can have seasons like that. Seasons where everything is kind of going right, everything's going our way, and it can really give us the illusion, that feeling that we are in control, that we've got this, that we can handle this, that nothing is gonna come out of left field and take us off guard, that we really are in control, that we really do have strength. And then something else happens, and something really does come out of left field, and it just smacks you right between the eyes, and you really begin to see just how not strong you are. See, almost that exact thing happened to me. I was in a season of life where I really felt that I was getting it, that I was starting to get a good rein on the things in my life that I needed to be able to take care of, my responsibilities, on the things I needed to take care of for my family. All the stuff that life was throwing at me, I was really starting to get a hold of it. And I felt like I was starting to be enough. I felt strong, I felt capable, and I felt sufficient for my wife and my kids. I felt like that I was going to be enough to be able to take care of them finally, that I had things under control. And then out of left field, out of absolutely nowhere, my wife was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And so if anything is going to smack you between the eyes, it's that. And it really did. That sent my family and I into a season of spiraling out of control every single day. Everything we thought we could control, everything we felt like we had a grip on, disappeared overnight. And it was really painful. It was the most painful season by far that my family and I have ever experienced. And in some ways, we're still in that season, or hopefully starting to come out of that season. But it was a season of being totally and utterly out of control. That no matter how hard I tried, no matter what I did, no matter how much effort I put forth, I could not fix the situation. I couldn't fix it. I couldn't do anything about it. And I tried and I tried and I tried, and I really gave everything I had to try to be enough for my wife and my kids, and I wasn't. For the years following that diagnosis, I think I really saw for the first time in my life exactly how weak I am. Exactly how insufficient I am. See, because I wasn't enough to help my wife in that season. I wasn't enough to be able to love and lead my kids the way they needed to be loved and led in that season. I wasn't strong enough to do it. I wasn't enough to be sufficient for my family in that season. I truly saw just how weak I am, just how not enough I am. So I felt and I truly was overwhelmed. Life was just too much. It was too much for me. But there was a verse that God pointed out to me during that time that really began to change the way I looked at strength and weakness and sufficiency and insufficiency and being enough versus being not enough. And it's Paul, the Apostle Paul, in 2 Corinthians chapter 12. And he's giving an account of his own experiences and his own experience of seeing his own weakness. and how it was this humiliating thing for him. But it was something that he had to experience in order to see how genuinely weak he truly was and how genuinely strong God truly is. See, God told Paul during that time, as Paul was crying out for God to fix his situation, God told Paul, "My grace is sufficient for you because my power is made perfect in weakness." And see, as hard as the last few years have been, I'm beginning to think that maybe sometimes all of us need to go through experiences in which we are totally not enough, in which we're totally overwhelmed and the weight of the world is way too much for us to bear. Because what it does is it begins to break the illusion that we're strong enough. It begins to break that lie that we can build in our own heads that says that we really are enough, that we really are strong and we're capable and we are sufficient for anything that life can throw at us. Because it's not true. And we see how not true it is when these experiences come that are so much bigger than we are. And we see our need for someone who is bigger than we are. I think sometimes we need to see ourselves for what we truly are. And what we really are is small and weak and insufficient, yet genuinely and deeply loved by a creator who is enough. See, we were never designed to be sufficient. We were designed to go through this life walking with our Heavenly Father who created us for relationship with Him and who is strong enough for anything life can throw at us. A Heavenly Father who is strong and whose strength in our lives is made most real when we are brought to our lowest point. So the reality is, I am not enough. And the reality is that you are not enough. And that's okay. It's okay for me to not be strong enough. It's okay for you to not be sufficient for the things that life is throwing at you because we were never meant to be. Life is going to present us with these things that we cannot take care of, with these events, with these circumstances that we cannot handle. So the next time life presents you with overwhelming circumstances, don't take those circumstances as cues to be defeated by your own insufficiency or try to find the flaw that's causing you to not be enough. You were never going to be enough. Take those overwhelming circumstances as cues to seek the presence of your God who is with you and who is enough and who has strength in your weakness.